TheBOS Practitioner report helps to make performance reviews 10 times easier, with the benefit, obviously, of having a report that shows one source of truth. So both practitioner and manager are all looking at the same data, and also allowing the practitioner to keep an eye on key performance metrics. As you can see here, I've created a performance review view, basically made up of what, in this example business, cares about when looking at performance reviews. What I've done here is I've chosen monthly views, as it showcases good trends over a 6-month period, or whatever monthly period that you want to go through, and brings up a bunch of different metrics that a business may be interested in, but also a practitioner can look at and manage over the course of their journey. So you can see here we've got things like utilization rate, no future bookings, recent cancellations, unique clients, additional clients, client attrition, revenue per hour, visits per client, and visits per class. So without going into too much detail and understanding how, if Adam Cook is a full-time or part-time practitioner, what we can see here is that the performance in utilization rate, so which measures the build hours as a component or a ratio of scheduled minutes or white space in the diary. You'll see here that August he went down, so probably went on holidays, picked back up again and stayed around that 70 mark. December, obviously having a few public holidays, is tough to keep in a strong position, but he's bounced back nice and quickly in January. And other things to kind of keep an eye out when looking at things like utilization rate is the practitioner themselves able to retain clients and get them all the way through a solid episode of care to deliver results? Or is the company just fueling them with lots of additional clients to maintain the utilization rate they're working with? So a really nice thing to look at is, out of their unique clients, how much of them is made up of additional, how many people are leaving them. And you can see here that the performance of this practitioner, I would say, probably isn't too fantastic. Out of the 11 clients that this person is getting looked after, it's relying on 5 additional clients to come through each time, and only retaining, I guess, and losing 4. So yeah, you can go through that. Obviously, then you can look at the revenue component and revenue per hour. So this is a good way of getting the practitioner to take ownership over their metrics, and enables you as a manager, depending on how much information that you give them, as every report and every row on every report is permissionable. But you can certainly have that conversation, allow them to have this information coming into the performance reviews. You can see here that their classes are relatively decent when they're taking classes with high volumes of clients, but the amount of times a client usually visits this practitioner is actually quite low. In my clinical opinion, there's very little practitioners that are able to get results in an average of this many consults. This is how you can use the practitioner report. Obviously, there's silly amounts of data that you can draw upon, but for performance reviews, we tend to try and keep it nice and tight and tidy.